For your signature?
Hmm? Oh, sure. There you go. What's with you? Or shouldn't I ask?
I guess I'm just tired.
Too much work and too little fun?
Oh, I have some fun. Maybe that's the problem. I had too much fun the other night.
Well, in good company, I hope.
Oh, excellent. Your brother.
Oh. Well, how did you see Pat?
Well, I went to deliver the Bible to your dad. And Pat was there. We talked. It became very obvious that we were both in terrible moods, so we decided to cheer each other up over dinner.
And it worked.
Wonderfully. The thing about Pat, well, there's so many things about Pat, but he's so much fun and he's so easy to be with. Is he always like that?
Oh, sure. Growing up with Patrick was a laugh a minute after I learned how to protect myself. You know, kick the door open to ward off whatever was going to come down on my head. Bucket of cornflakes. One time was buttered popcorn. Oh, then I'd have to inspect the bed for short sheets or all sorts of living things. Then inspect the hairbrush for flour, cornstarch, or talcum powder. Oh, it was a regular summer camp all year round in our bedroom.
I can't believe Pat did things like that. He's so sweet-tempered.
Well, he never did anything that would maim me permanently. I'll give him that much, but it was an adventure. One time when I was 16, I woke up and he had my feet tied to the bed.
No. Pat?
Well, Patrick and his hench persons, Siobhan and/or Mary, you see, if he could get the two of them to work together, oh, the combination was formidable.
It's amazing. I always pictured him as this beautiful, earnest little boy. You just break your heart just to look at him.
No, that was me. Okay, neither one of us was an angel. But actually, I'm only giving you half the picture there. You know, I wonder if there's still some vestige of envy.
You envied Pat?
Mm-hmm. Well, it worked both ways. I know it's tough to grow up in the shadow of an older brother.
Well, especially if he's you.
Yeah, but Pat's got some qualities that I don't have. I often wonder if he's aware of that.
What, exactly?
Well, I suspect he may be a kinder person than I am, basically. He was always able to relate to people on a deeper level than I ever could. More quickly, anyway. You trust Pat. I don't know, you tell him things almost automatically.
I know. Oh, I know.
I made more noise, attracted more attention, sure. But Pat always had that quiet, inner intensity, you know? You know, at one point, Father McShane thought he'd be a good candidate for the priesthood. Well, that is, until it became apparent that the vow of celibacy was going to be a real problem for Pat.
Pat Ryan, a priest?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. It just seems like such a loss for womankind.
That was his thought, exactly.
Well, although I know that Pat's serious about his religion. Your whole family is.
And so's yours.
And that's where I came in.
It's kind of a no-win situation, isn't it?
We have a lovely evening together. And that's it.
Did he say anything about Jill?
I'm afraid there's no change. She's in a lot of pain, and I guess she can't get used to the idea of Edmund being gone.
Well, no one has, but at least the rest of us went to the funeral, which gave it some reality. I don't know, you'd think they'd be able to do something for her.
I know. But I honestly believe she's getting the best of care.
Sure. It's just that she's got so damn much to deal with, Nance. Thank you. I don't know if I've told you this, but I'm very grateful that you're here. You're a big help.
Thank you, Frank.
Good morning, Senator. Hello, Nancy.
Hi, Ray.
Mrs. Woodard?
Well, when you're finished with whatever that is...
Well, it's all taken care of. Thank you. I can work late tonight. if you need me.
Hold it a minute, Ray.
That corridor is getting positively dangerous. Are you playing at being senator?
Oh, yeah, yes. I'm making a few suggestions for the White House.
Just what they need, more help.
What are you talking about, positively dangerous?
The men in this town are appalling.
Well, the women outnumber the men 5 to 1 down here. We're in demand.
Well, not by me. I made the mistake of telling this young lawyer from GSA that he could call me by my first name. Well, apparently that suggested all kinds of other liberties.
Hey, I hope not on government time.
Oh, well, he just chased me 3 times around the coffee cart with all the secretaries lined up and watching. It was ridiculous.
I should talk to him or something?
Oh, I already had words with him myself. Thank you.
Well, if he bothers you again, just tell me. I'll kick through the front door and kind of lurk around the corridor and look very big.
Oh, that's impressive.
Not really.
You'd do it too, wouldn't you?
Love it.
If I ever need help, I'll let you know.
Well, the way you've been collecting them, that could be pretty soon. So far, I count 2 representatives, 1 Secret Service guy, maybe 3 or 4 lobbyists, 1 hopeful from the Corps of Engineers, and now your new friend from the GSA. You know, a lot of girls would find all that attention kind of fun.
Well, it should be, but somehow it isn't. I guess I'm past the 3 dates in 1 evening phase.
Yeah.
Well, it's my fault, I know. I let myself get friendly, and the next thing I'm running for my life.
Yeah, well, isn't that better than not being chased at all?
Not right now. I came to Washington to plunge into legislative work, help get Frank's bill on medical aid for children passed, and to get my mind off things.
All those guys hanging around, that doesn't help you get your mind off things.
They seem to have the opposite effect. I make comparisons and...
Oh,
well,
I see.
my going to New York by Ray's command didn't help either.
Yeah.
Pat and I saw each other, and it was as if nothing had changed.
Which led to dinner and your great hangover, huh?
I was so glad to see him, and he was so glad to see me. It was as if there hadn't been any kind of separation at all. We had that incredible feast at Lem's and 2 bottles of plum wine, which was a mistake.
Yeah.
Fact is, seeing him at all was a mistake.
Well, you know, Nancy, if I understand the situation...
Oh, you do. It's all the same. He's still Patrick Ryan, and I'm still Nancy Feldman.
Well, then your instincts were probably right. It's better you're down in Washington and he's up in New York.
Except time and separation haven't seemed to help. So far.
Nancy, maybe you're not trying hard enough.
Not trying how?
Maybe you ought to give a little bit more of yourself to some of these guys. Distract yourself or something. Why don't you invite one to Ray's party tonight?
Bob, have you seen the individuals we're talking about?
No, not each and every one.
It wouldn't work.
Well, of course, I'm always available for the evening if you want to help you get your mind off things.
The trouble with the guys that are chasing me is when I go out with them, I keep thinking, why aren't they Pat? You're worse.
What do you mean?
Well, you're such a good friend. You let me talk about him all evening.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess that doesn't do much good.
Time and separation. Time and separation, because anything else, seeing each other, only be such a mess. We're better off apart. I've got to get myself together.
Well, if you don't, you're going to put me into a depression.
That much guilt I couldn't handle.
So what are you going to do?
I don't know.
How about Ray's party? How's that grab you?
Oh, well, I have to be there because I'm supposed to supervise in case Ray's late. I'll just stay in the kitchen. It's the best party in there anyway.
No. What you do, you get yourself all gussied up and you wait about a half an hour after the guests arrive, and then you come down the main stairway very slowly.
I couldn't bring it off. I'd laugh.
You turn a lot of heads.
Bob, You're all mixed up. I'm not short of what my mother would call admirers. I'm short of interest.
Well, for gosh sakes, Nancy, you don't give anybody a chance.
So if I go around and laugh and flirt, I'll be giving the wrong impression.
Well, what kind of wrong impression would that be?
Well, that I'm interested.
You're not interested.
No.
Yeah, I don't get it. Captain of his college football team, scholarship student to Yale University, best law clerk any Supreme Court justice could want, Jewish. You're not interested.
Who is this guy?
Aha, you are interested.
Okay, so who is he?
Made him up.
That's mean.
Yeah, but he could be there, Nancy.
Oh.
Okay. How about a graduate of St. Aloysius High School, hero cop?
You're talking about the cop at the door?
No, I was kind of talking about the suave and debonair assistant to Senator Frank Ryan.
Oh, that hero cop.
Yeah, any port in the store. Look, if Mr. Wright doesn't come along tonight, I can take you out and buy you a hamburger.
Now you sold me. Now I've got something legitimate to look forward to.
That makes both of us.
Thank you. That's a lovely invitation. Hey, and don't worry. There's one thing I'm sure of. It's that my Mr. Wright will not be at Ray's tonight. See you later. Know my idea of a good party tonight right now?
What?
Sleep. 12 hours straight.
Come on, Nancy, you got to get yourself up for this one. There's going to be a lot of notables there.
Notables are boring and fat or married or both. Oh, 9 holes of golf today and dancing tonight? You're amazing. No, I don't play golf. I don't play that either. Oh, my. Oh, someone's cutting in. Excuse me. Will you promise me something?
Anything.
You'll save me from whoever tonight?
Who's whoever?
Oh, you'll recognize him. He's fat, boring, married, and crazy about me.
I'll save you. I promise. I figured I'd find you here. It looks like Frank's going to be a little bit late. I talked to him.
really?
Yeah. Well, he's going to take over the job.
Yeah.
He'll be coming in maybe a
Half an hour.
half an hour later.
That's so long?
Hello.
Patrick!
I stowed away on the plane, but
What'd you do, Ray? Invite the whole family down?
No, just Patrick. It's a treat for Frank.
Well, that's terrific. You know, Frank's at a meeting. He's going to be a little delayed, but he's going to be happy to see you.
Well, I think we're all going to have a perfectly lovely evening. And Robert, I want your help with the champagne, and you and I are going to have a pre-party drink.
Okay.
hello.
Hi. I don't believe it.
What, the tux?
Yeah, the tux.
You are beautiful.
What, the dress?
Yes, the dress. She's had me on a champagne IV, you know.
Uh-oh.
No, I promise. Won't be like last night.
Oh, please, not like the other night.
Ray told me about all these famous types I'm gonna meet here tonight.
Is that the way she twisted your arm?
Twisted my arm, no. She asked me once and I packed my bag.
Well, you are gonna cheer up Frank. He needs it.
I've missed you.
Oh, me too.
How can it be so good to see you? I don't understand that.
I can't help you there because I feel the same way. When I walked in and saw you standing there, it was... well, it was a big reaction.
Shall I tell you, or do you know?
I think I know. Tell me anyway.
I didn't come to see Frank. Came to see you.
Oh, my.
The door closed.
Yes. Can you reach it?
Not quite.
Well, how are we going to get back to the dance floor?
Maybe they'll send somebody after us.
That could take days.
Oh, my. Maybe we'll just have to read if we get bored.
Speaking of reading, you want to see something?
No.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you.
yes.
Yes. I call it the Feldman method.
The Feldman method of locomotion.
No, of research. Frank sent me here last week to look up some kind of protocol thing. Ray has more books on political manners than the Library of Congress. Well, anyway, during the course of researching, I discovered taking rides on these. I spent a lot of time riding. Well, you see, Ray wasn't home.
What the senator's assistant really does on the job.
It's scandalous. But you won't give me away.
Oh, well, you're pretty sure of yourself.
Well, what can I say? I just have a talent for knowing who I can trust.
You can trust me.
Yes. I thought this was going to be a terrible party.
Why?
No one I wanted to see.
Oh, and I get all the anticipation? I mean, that doesn't seem fair.
With champagne and Ray charming you at 20,000 feet or however high her jet cruises. I can't believe you thought about me. I mean, she told you Washington stories and you asked about Frank and then you had some more champagne.
No, you're not. You're not surprised.
You're right. I was playing games. I'm sorry.
Don't be. I mean, you know, I do it too.
Maybe I'll get off this thing now.
No, don't. I kind of like you up here. You know, I don't think Frank is as bad off as Ray says. I mean, he's kind of low, but that's perfectly natural. I mean, you know, what's he like at the office?
Well, he's distracted sometimes. He talks about Edmund now and then, but he's really concerned about Jill.
Yeah, well, you know, the first thing he asked me is, how's she doing? How's she coming along?
Same with me when I came back from New York. But I mean, he's coping. He's coping with the workload and the staff and the socializing and Ray. I didn't mean to be catty right there. It's just that she's the way she is.
Right. I know.
Anyway, I'd say that Frank's having a hard time, but he's managing to cope, which is all he can do right now.
I'm glad that he has you around.
Well, me too.
And I'm sorry I don't.
You do now?
Well, how do you feel about that?
About what? The fact that there's a measly 4 inches between us right now?
Yeah.
It's a complex question. I know that the little voice inside my head is still there.
The little voice that says, he's Catholic, you're Jewish.
Right, it's still there. I just can't hear it.
That is funny, because I can't hear my little voice either.
And I know you're probably on the rebound from faith. But I can only focus on that when there's a minimum of 4 feet between us.
So, that's what you know. I asked what you feel.
I feel fine. Extremely.
I'm with you there.
Pat, what are we gonna do?
Play games. Nancy,
Yes?
I think I want to try the Feldman method.
No, Pat, not with both of us.
It's holding us now.
Yes, it's holding us now, but when we're moving, if we fall, oh, Pat! Oh, Lord. He's 12 years old and all set to rig up the bedroom door with cornflakes splat right on Frank's head.
He told you that.
He told me all sorts of things.
Yeah, but what else? Oh, I said. What else?
Nothing much. Your practical jokes. How much people liked you anyway. Which was hard to believe. What Father McShane thought at one point.
Oh. You know, every altar boy goes through one of these phases of wanting to become a priest.
I see.
What time is this party breaking up?
We can leave any time after midnight. Washington's beautiful at night. I'll drive you around.
Well, I think I'd love that.
We can have coffee afterwards. Breakfast if you like.
At your place?
Yes.
Yes.
Look, you guys, I'm sorry, but we got ourselves an emergency. Siobhan just called. Jack's been hurt. Apparently he's been beaten up by two guys the realty company hired.
Well, what's his condition?
I don't know. He's in Riverside. Roger's with him. Now, Frank and Ray and I were going to fly up. If you want to come, we're going to leave in 5 minutes.
All right, I'll be right with you.
Okay?
I'll cancel all of tomorrow's appointments. Call whenever you get any more information.
Okay, I will. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Take care. Next time.
I want to go. I don't want to go. I want to stay.
I know. We'll survive.
How?
With difficulty. Go get your stuff together.
In a minute. Listen, I'm going to call you, okay?
Soon.
Tonight after I get in. No, listen, tomorrow, I'll call you in the morning, just so I don't wake you up, all right?
No, Pat, tonight. I won't be able to sleep until I know how Jack is anyway.
Okay, all right. Dear God, I hope it's not too bad.
It'll be all right. Give my love to Mary. And my love to you.
Love. Ryan's.
Pat?
Nancy?
Hi.
Hello.
Listen, I've been trying to get a detailed report on Jack from the hospital, but no one's telling me anything.
Just because of security, I suspect he's got a hell of a headache, but otherwise he's fine.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I've been trying to track down Bob, and I know that Frank's still probably at the parade, so that...
I'm sorry. I should have called you again when I woke up.
Did you get any sleep? You sounded so tired this morning.
Thanks. I've recovered.
Is Mary okay?
You know, she's still over there. She must be exhausted, but the last I heard, she was planning to go to work this afternoon.
She's incredible.
Well, yeah. She's also in the process of trying to hang on to her job.
Well, you give her my love for me, and tell everybody Happy St. Patrick's Day. You too.
Yeah. Don't go yet.
All right.
You know, for the last 24 hours, I've been saying goodbye to you. I mean, I'm ready to... Last night was very special.
I thought so, too.
Listen, Nancy, are you busy tonight?
No.
Get on the shuttle. Come on up to the party here.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. Listen, not only is it St. Patrick's Day, but Mother is due back from Ireland around dinner time.
Oh, Pat, I'd love it, but...
But what? Who expects Senator Ryan's assistant to be in the office till midnight?
Well, his assistant certainly doesn't.
Especially when the senator's here.
And may need assistance?
Exactly.
It's totally mad.
That's only in its favor.
I'll be on the first plane I can get.
Terrific.
You'll be at Ryan's?
Waiting for you.
Pat, do you think we'll find a few minutes during the proceedings to go over and see Jack?
Well, the hospital and the police have restricted visitors, but we can try and get you in.
Yeah.
Well, you brought the whole Washington office down here, except Ray. Where's she?
Ray couldn't make it. Told her to meet me later on.
Oh, boy. Terrific.
Hey.
Boy, oh, boy.
Let's dance.
Okay.
Right around here.
Oh, we got some stuff. Okay. What are you messing yourself up already?
I'm crazy doing this, but I love it. Is it okay?
Oh, my. Look what happened.
It's fine. It's beautiful.
Green mashed potatoes.
Undeniably green. Shamrock green.
You dyed the mashed potatoes. You're not making this up, because I can check these things out.
No, it's truth. And it was a very important dinner party. My parents were entertaining some very sensitive political types.
You know, Frank's always said your father can handle anything.
Do you know that St. Patrick's Day has always been one of my favorite holidays?
Is this another story?
Oh, always another story. When in doubt, tell another story. I think I have time for one more before you have to drive me to the airport.
Did you have to mention that? Really? If it's a long story, you'll just miss the plane.
Anyway, we had this Irish mailman, and it was a family joke that
And he never delivered the mail on St. Patrick's Day.
How did you know?
We had the same mailman.
Oh, you didn't.
It's true. That is the classic St. Patrick's Day story.
No, but it was the truth.
Are you maligning my people?
I wouldn't do that.
You were implying that the Irish are not responsible for their actions on this particular day.
Maybe I was. Is that so bad?
No. You know something? Since you called this morning about Jack, the day's been perfect.
The best part was your idea. Just hop a shuttle and fly to New York. It's been an incredible day. Pat, thank you.
No. Thank you for enlivening our traditional Ryan celebration with your limericks.
Oh, I don't believe I did my
I don't believe
limerick.
it either.
I didn't, did I?
You did. You don't remember?
Oh.
I like them, really. But then I like everything about you.
Pat, what are we gonna do?
Just what we're doing.
I keep telling myself that we're crazy to keep on seeing
But
each
we're
other.
gonna see each other every chance we get.
We're heading for trouble, and we both know it.
Look, what I know is that you're on my mind all the time. Nancy, I want to be with you. I don't want to be without you. You fascinate me. You make me happy. I don't want you to go back to Washington tonight. Stay with me, Nancy.
I'm not sure about anything anymore.
Then you stay. You stay with me tonight.
Oh, I want to. Full of a little chorus of persistent voices. It says, stay, stay.
Well, stay with me and take the early shuttle tomorrow. Stay. We'll have breakfast at dawn. We'll do anything, anywhere. Maybe we just won't go to sleep at all, huh?
But Pat...
Don't just once ignore the voice of reason.
Right.
If you want to stay, you should. Because people like us think too much. There have been so many times when I haven't done what I wanted to and regretted it.
It's not a question of staying or leaving. The question is, what happens then?
I don't know. But I didn't want to leave you last night. The minute you walked into that study, I knew why I let Ray talk me into coming down to Washington. That was to see you. This morning, I knew why it was important that you got on the plane tonight and came up here. I mean...
It was a wonderfully impulsive thing for good old Nancy to do.
The world, you, me, we all need more All right, I need more impulsiveness, spontaneity. You seem to give that to me.
I hope that's true.
It is. Oh, it is. Dancer's hands.
Pat.
Call the airport. Tell them not to wait.
I've wanted to be with you like this since last summer. I thought I was safe in Washington.
You weren't?
I was just beginning to think that we could be just friends. I don't mean just as if friendship isn't important.
No, I know what you mean.
Maybe it would be better if we weren't friends.
But not nearly as nice.
No.
Nancy, I want to go on seeing you. I mean, to hell with everything else. I am tired of second-guessing life. I'm tired of trying to see around corners, cross bridges, aren't even built yet. Be careful. Maybe being overly cautious is an occupational hazard?
Maybe a reckless doctor would be a little more of an occupational hazard.
Sure. But in my private life, I can afford to have some adventure. Do what I want to do, not what's called for.
The trouble is, if I say yes, oh, I'll be happy. But if I say no, I'll be miserable, but I'll know I'm doing the right thing.
Nancy.
I mean, my parents.
Nancy, try not to anticipate things.
I know, but I'm so afraid.
There's no way of knowing. Now, I know I'm right when I say that neither one of us is ready to jump into marriage. It's not really an issue.
It's true.
Who knows better than us what unexpected turns life takes? When you gave up dancing, you thought it was the end of the world. Look at you. You love your job in Washington. You're discovering a whole new career.
It's true.
You make me feel good. And it's as simple as that. Isn't that what it's all about? Just wanting to see how much I want to be with you.
Yes.
Hi, Nance.
Hi.
What are you doing here?
Working. I could ask you the same question.
Oh, well, I had dinner out. I figured I probably couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd come by and tackle what's been piling up here. Got it all organized, though.
I thought I might as well stay.
Did you eat?
Mm-hmm. I went down to the snack bar and brought something up and had a little picnic all by myself. Sorry about the mayo spot on the blotter. I would have changed it, but the supply cabinet was locked.
It's okay. I like a kind of lived-in look.
Did you hear anything from New York?
That depends from what quarter. Bobby had a report about the guy they arrested after Jack identified him. He's got a record a mile long, mostly tied up with C&P Realty and the parent corporation.
I suppose that means some lawyer in a cashmere coat will appear and spring him?
Well, it hasn't happened yet, which makes us optimistic. The bail is huge. We're hoping he might cop a plea, which would shift the heat from Jack to him.
I hear Jack's coming along nicely.
Hmm.
Oh, I spoke to your brother.
Oh, yeah. Nancy, has my private line rung at all?
No, it hasn't. Could I have that back for a minute?
Sure.
Thanks.
Yes, is Ray there, please? It's Senator Ryan, Audrey. Would you tell her I'd like to speak to her, please? I see. All right, thank you. Goodbye. Ray refused my call. I can't deny it, that made me furious. And then I think, do I have a right to be?
I hope you're not asking me.
Why? Do you think Ray was justified in refusing my call?
Because it's complicated and I'm not sure I should have an opinion.
Well, suppose I ask you then, outright, am I being selfish in terms of Ray? No, I mean it. Sit down. I tried to talk this through earlier with Bob. Maybe if I go over it again out loud.
I'll be happy to listen.
Thank you. See, Nance, when Ray and I got together, we set up certain ground rules. Among them, we expected no commitments from each other. Either one of us was free to end the relationship if it got uncomfortable.
And is that what she's doing now?
Ray says she will not come back down to Washington, not under the current circumstances. I have always been straight with her, Nancy. She has always known that I still cared about Jill. I was beginning to get that into perspective, but...
Until the accident.
Yeah. And if anything, the accident made me realize that somewhere along the line, I had been holding on to this fantasy that it would all resolve itself for Jill and me someday. Well, I no longer believe that. But how can I stop caring about Jill? Especially when she's in such terrible pain. Or how can I not be angry at Seneca because he controls her life? We lost our son. Isn't it legitimate to want to share our grief?
Ray objects to that?
Ray says I'm obsessed with another man's wife. You see, we had a scene at the hospital a couple of days ago. I went up there to see Jill, and Seneca had security put me out of the room. Ray was there. She tried to keep things from blowing up. And later that night, she told me that I had every right to, to do what I wanted to, but that she couldn't be expected to stick around.
In other words, she was invoking the ground rules.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. And it made me realize that things have gotten more complicated between us than we meant it to.
They always do, don't they?
See, I'm my own man in the Senate, in everything, but I've just come to learn to expect to share so much with Ray. Like my election, that was our triumph. And she made Washington such a place.
Already.
Yeah, I do. I'd like to ask her back.
But if you do that, does it change the rules? Is that the problem?
See, that's it. You're sharp. See, you're sharp. That's exactly what the conclusion that Bob and I reached before. Because if I do that, after Ray's given me this out, it'll put things on a different plane. See, then she would have every right to expect more.
The possibility of marriage.
Yes, I think that's what she would like.
I think so, too.
But I can't think in those terms. I can't. But if she came back at my request, I couldn't in all good conscience go running up to Jill every time I got the impulse.
That sounds fair.
But then we get back to the original question. What can I expect from Ray? Am I being selfish?
That's what you want me to answer? Wow.
No, well, don't think about it. Just give me your gut reaction.
Okay. I think you can expect from Ray what you expect from everybody else. Total commitment to you, personally and politically, and, well, her joy and satisfaction in that. I call it the Frank Ryan theory of entitlement.
It's marvelous. Tell me more.
Well, you expect people in every capacity to give their all to you, because people always have, and they always will.
Well, that makes me sound pretty awful, doesn't it?
No, not at all. You're wonderful. You see, there's my point. People have been telling you that, including your mother, from the day you were born.
Well, I asked, didn't I? I'll say one thing, you are direct.
Now, if it's coming off negatively, then I'm being clumsy. Because it's a totally positive thing. People give to you because you give back to them. I mean, you expect their devotion, and in turn, they expect you to be wonderful. Yeah, it's a big order. But you're equipped to handle it. You give to them, so they give to you.
Well, it's an interesting theory. I'd have to think it over.
And in terms of Ray, I think she's got her own theory of entitlement. She's entitled to the pleasure of serving your needs. I think she'd like to do that exclusively, which is one reason she is the way she is with me. And I think that your devotion to Jill hurts her terribly. It makes her feel very inadequate.
I don't want to hurt Ray. But it seems senseless that if we both enjoy the same kind of life, to deny us both. I mean, we are good for each other, and I do love her in a very specific way.
I think she knows that.
Well, the question is then, how do I justify myself? How do I justify doing what I feel like doing, which is going up to New York, telling her to knock off the nonsense and get back down here?
I'm afraid that's something you can only answer yourself.
This isn't going to work. Unless... How's Thursday look? What does that mean? You just got to Thursday or you passed it?
What?
The committee meetings, Nancy. How busy is Frank going to be? Frank Ryan. Senator.
Oh, yeah. The boss.
Yeah, I'd like to kind of get this before he gets back, assuming he does. See, what Frank needs is an afternoon off, and I figured Thursday'd be great.
Oh, he will.
What?
Come back, I mean. Question is, will Ray be with him?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's my question, anyway.
Well, it's just possible he's broken it off for good. Ray's staying up in New York. In which case, he's going to take the shuttle down here instead of her private jet, which means he's going to be in a rotten mood. So can we work on these?
You hope it's over between them, don't you?
No. No, I just want him to make a final decision so he can get on with the rest of his life. How about you? What do you hope?
Frank should be happy. Ray should be happy. Good, they should be happy together. Probably it's not working. Bob, I just sounded exactly like my grandmother.
I knew something sounded different.
Why did I do that?
I don't know, but it sounded great. Do it again.
No. Now, what was that about Thursday?
Forget it, Nancy. We'll work on it later.
Aren't they good?
You just can't catch them sleeping. This Surprise. Good morning. What's up?
Hi, Ray. Good morning, boss.
Robert, Nancy.
Hello. For heaven's sakes, how did you sneak in so quietly?
You thought you were going to spot us out the window, huh? Maybe I'll go in the back way at home and amaze the staff.
Amaze yourself, you mean. Be smart. Call ahead and warn them.
Oh, I'll take care of it.
That legislative report got here, huh?
Yeah, the messenger brought it.
Frank, there's a Mr. Snow to see you. What should I tell him?
I'll give him a couple of minutes. But not in here. Ray, I'd like you in on this, please.
Of course.
She's floating. I guess Frank made his final decision.
Yeah, I guess he did. So how's Mr. Snow today?
Oh, he's just trying to do his job.
Snow job.
She's witty today, isn't she?
Yeah, the kid's a comedian.
Hey, so I'm talented. Stop picking on me. Hey, did he offer you the 10,000 again?
Shh. He's still out there.
Why?
I don't know. Ray's doing some kind of number on him. Yes, he did offer it to me. No, I didn't accept it.
Do you think he'll come back a third time? Only if he's a glutton for punishment.
Oh, he is. He is. But I think he got the message.
You know, Frank, talking about Ray, I was
Were we? Nancy, were we talking about Ray?
I think I heard her name mentioned. Yes, I would call that speaking of Ray.
Forget it.
No,
Forget it.
no. I want you to know where we stand. We're together again. Ray's back to stay. Under the same arrangements as before. No marriage, but I have agreed to cut out the visits to Jill. She's off the critical list, Bob.
Yeah.
She's got her husband, she's got her family to take care of. What's the point?
Oh, no, there's no point. It's the right decision, I guess. Must have been a hard one, though.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Thank you. What have you got there?
Your committee meetings for next week. I'm not quite finished.
Senator Ryan's office. Bob Reed speaking. Hey, Lieutenant, how you doing? How's our suspect doing? Great, great. DA's getting an earful about C&B Realty.
Are they putting together an indictment?
Yeah.
Are they keeping an eye on Jack?
Yeah, well, I didn't know you'd be back to us so soon.
Tell him I'm grateful. Better still, let me tell him.
Yeah, okay, Lou, we'll do. Yeah, he's standing right here grinning from ear to ear. He wants to talk to you. Okay, all right, fine. Now, he's on his way to an arraignment. He's going to be in the precinct this afternoon in case you want to get some more information. Things are jumping down at the DA's office. They got 10 new guys working on the case, and, well, they think C&P is going to be put up before a grand jury. Huh? Now, in terms of your question, Nancy, I guess they'll keep a guard on Jack, but, I don't know. I think it's our boy in prison that's got to keep his head over his shoulder. Sooner or later, they're going to find out he talked.
They already know. I guarantee.
Oh, thank heaven things are in hand.
We're going to have to edit it and run it off. I know. Georgia, look, I'll tell you what. I'll send it up by courier tomorrow morning. You'll get it no later at 11 o'clock at the latest. I promise. Okay, I'll see you.
She wanted it yesterday.
What?
Whatever it was. To Georgia, immediately usually means yesterday, if not sooner.
Well, she does get the job done, doesn't she?
I should be so efficient.
Are you kidding? You're fine. Anybody who can sit there shuffling papers for Frank and keep tabs on the phone conversation at the same time's got to be pretty good.
Well, listen, eavesdropping is a requisite skill around here, as well as the ability to forget it and just tune it out.
Discretion is your middle name. That's very good. You know, Warburg and Flynn should have learned that. They'd still be civil servants instead of making a bundle of money.
Who?
Warburg and Flynn. Oh, they just opened a new joint down in Georgetown called the Blushing Eagle. You've heard about it.
How would I hear of it?
Well, Nancy, if you weren't so busy around here all the time, you'd realize it's the hottest joint in town. I mean, the place is so busy some nights you have to be issued ducats just to ensure your reservation.
What's the big attraction?
Warburg and Flynn. They do impressions.
Oh, come on.
No, come on, not the regular stuff. They do government officials, top dogs. I mean, cabinet ministers, Supreme Court justices, nobody's safe. See, Flynn used to work as an aide at the White House, and Warburg was in the top ranks of the Defense Department, so between the two of them, they met about everybody who counts, as our friend Ray would say. Plus, they change the bill every night, so you never know who they're going to mimic. I mean, if you're really lucky, you might be sitting there while they're having dinner or something.
That sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it sounded to me, too. I went by the place the other night, and they got their pictures out front, and Warburg's this little short, kind of pretty thing, and Flynn's a big, tall gal with red hair.
Wait, they're women?
Oh, I didn't say that? Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Would you like to go sometime?
Bob, I'd love it. Senator Ryan's office.
Hi. I miss you.
Hello. Mutual. How are you?
Lonesome. I keep thinking about you in the middle of neurosurgery.
Oh, that sounds kind of dire.
Well, I'm keeping it under control. But I did think something ought to be done. At least a conversation. My mother is getting worried. I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating. That sort of thing, you know.
Interesting. I seem to be in the same boat. What do you think we should do about that?
I think you want to come on up here. Frank or Ray must have some sort of pressing business you can take care of.
Oh, it's crazy.
Well, I do have 6 hours of surgery scheduled tomorrow, though.
Is that a threat?
Oh, come on up if you can.
Hold on a minute. Bob, if you need a courier tomorrow, could it be me?
Well, I don't see why not. Can't hurt. You have to get up there early, though, you know.
No problem. Okay, it's all set.
Can we count on dinner? Not Lem's. Someplace where we won't be seen by everybody.
Dinner will be fine. Where? With violins yet. It's wonderful. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry if I'm late. I haven't been much of a courier today. First, I run into traffic coming in from the airport. Then George isn't at the office, but she leaves me this note saying, deliver this downtown. So I do, and of course, there's a subway snarl up. So anyway, I'm glad you asked me to come down.
Me too. And you're not late.
Oh, good.
I'm early. And you know what?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Perhaps you'd like a cocktail before dinner?
Yes, I think we would. Better yet, I think we want 1 bottle of champagne before dinner. Why not 2?
Very good. Shall I bring these back later?
Much. Thank you. That is what we want, isn't it?
Oh, champagne and no food? Oh, definitely.
You're hungry. I'll get you some peanuts.
I am not hungry. But I'm just gonna warn you. I get very silly on champagne.
Well, that's all right. I stay perfectly sober.
Oh, yes.
Barrels of this stuff never affects me. Comes of being a bartender's son.
That's remarkable. Now, you look me straight in the eye and tell me that.
What I want to tell you is how much I just want. Hi.
Good evening. May I play for you any song you request? Love songs? I know them all.
Do you really?
You must try me and see. What do you prefer?
I can't think. You pick.
I can't think of anything. Something beautiful like my friend.
Yes.
how much you, want?
Just to kiss you?
Well, feeling's mutual. Very.
Every time I look at you.
Here's to a lovely evening. I have drunk a bottle and a half of champagne.
We've drunk.
Oh, but I haven't eaten.
Well, you had that one piece of bread.
I did? Where was it?
Right on that little plate there. Shall we order dinner? Or,
I don't...
If you're ready.
I think what we want is just to take a walk around the block. So if you could bring the check and we'll, and look for us later.
Of course.
What a good idea. You're so clever and smart and all that.
That is a very nice song. You gonna play it for me when we get back?
We're just going out for a Brother Bear.
You needn't hurry back tonight. I'll remember your song.
I think he said that we needn't hurry back.
I suppose he's right. But where would we go?
I've got a place that I want to show you. And
Excuse me. He said the lady might want a flower.
oh, I'm sure she does, but who said that?
The fiddler there. A nice man.
Well, you read my mind. I almost bought myself a flower this afternoon. But I didn't see anything as pretty as these.
Oh, that's because I buy them in the market myself. Fresh, sweet. Oh, nice. For you. $1.
$1, that's a bargain. I think we're gonna take them all.
Nice.
Here. Okay?
Thank you, thank you. Enjoy them, I know you will.
Thank you for these. You all right?
I'm wonderful. Just a little nervous.
Right.